I was headed south to meet John Hoyer, and we were going to be fishing in Prairie to Chien, and we're going to hit the Wingdams from here. So I wanted to showcase the diversity of walleye fishing on the river. So we started on Pool 4 with Jared, and that's primarily a trolling bite. We're gonna cover tons and tons of water, and there's a great way to catch those fish. A lot of those fish are suspended off structure, really low, and secondary current seams, etc. So Wingdam fishing is completely different than pulling cranks in open water like a Lake Pepin.
So right now it's midsummer, it's actually August, and generally after the walleye spawn, which is usually a high water period, they'll hang out in the back sloughs in the high water eating any type of bait fish that they can find. And a lot of that party is back in the backwater. Well, now when the water drops, almost all the fish dump out near or on the main river channels. Wingdam fishing is actually one of my favorite things to do. And I think it really kind of just stems from the fact that I've always loved catching walleyes on crankbait. So really the #1 rule of catching a walleye on a crankbait, no matter where you are, whether it's a river or a lake, is simply just being able to make bottom contact. And that's really the #1 trigger. When a crankbait deflects off a rock or off a piece of wood or something and you have a walleye following it, which they do a lot, that's when you get probably 90% of your bites. What you want to do when you fish a Wingdam is to get above it. Get your trolling motor in the water and just kind of settle in maybe 50 feet above where you see the disturbance on the water, the ripple. Well, that generally is the top of the Wingdam. Make a nice long cast, start kind of feeling my way to that Wingdam. I can feel my crankbait hitting the bottom. And then from there, I'll get a little bit closer. And really the only move is to just move laterally along the Wingdam.
Really, it all comes down to the current and the current seam and the way those fish are gonna hold on top of the Wingdam, off to the side of the Wingdam, or down in front of the Wingdam. John really had about a 10-foot radius spot that he was casting to every single time. These fish were set up in a specific current seam, and John knew exactly how to cast just to swing that in on top of those fish, just breaking the edge of the Wingdam essentially and pulling that bait right down in front of him. And it wasn't long, he was catching fish one right after another.
Ooh, that's a nice one. Yeah, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the Mississippi.
Yeah.
It's a beauty. So this is like a Mississippi Wingdam special. As you see, it's kind of lean, but it's because the water's so warm.
All right.
Nice work, buddy.
Yes.
Thanks for the walleye lesson.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it.
All right, thanks for putting me on them. Let's get another one.
I'll get the net out for you
I'm a
anytime.
little more excited now.
All right, second cast on this new Wingdam. This is what you want to feel in a tournament right here.
He's running.
There you go.
Right. Oh, goodness.
Nice.
There you go.
That's a Mississippi River special.
Yep.
I think that might be tying yours.
Yeah, he's right there in the same ballpark.
Same year class. That is so fun. So we've worked up 3 of them. We caught 3 fish on the 3rd one in a sequence, and the fact that I caught this one probably on my 2nd cast where I touched bottom is a really good sign, because there's probably more that are sharing this thing. What do we got here? Oh, okay, okay.
You got triplets hanging out.
Nice.
That one. Dang.
That is 3 big walleyes hanging out on the same cast.
Hey.
A nice little crankbait on a Wingdam on the Mississippi, especially in the summertime, that I will always love. It's so easy. All you need to do is just tick bottom, and once you hit the right Wingdam, you will catch them for sure. That's a beauty. Probably a 24, 25 incher.
There we go. He's running a little bit.
The cool thing about Wingdams, if a fish slides up on the top, it's there for one reason, and that's to eat. So you really don't have to search around them. You don't have to search behind them. You know, this time of year with a little bit of flow, if you just hang out on the tips of them, you're gonna catch beauties like this. Thank you.
Once you really figure out how the Wingdams are put in the river and what the current is actually doing because of those Wingdams, it doesn't take you too long to figure out how those fish hold and why. The particular bait John was using, it's a crankbait that starts off high, but as soon as it hits the current, it really pulls down deep, and he was able to bring that bait right over the top of those walleye that were holding just off the edge of the Wingdam.
I love fishing the Mississippi River any chance I can get. And really the number one reason is it's such an adventure for me. There's literally thousands of spots within a few miles in any one of the pools that you go into. And I admit, it's challenging. There's definitely a learning curve, but when you start spending, even up to 5 days on the water, you start getting these little clues, and it's actually really easy to build off of the stuff that you learn and start having success, and having success that's a standard thing for you every time you go out on the water.
You can run 50 miles north and 50 miles south and still replicate the same pattern that we were doing that day anywhere you go up and down the river. Just knowing that I could go back and take my wife and son to these Wingdams and go back and show them how we caught fish, it's actually a lot easier than most people will give it credit for. Fishing with a guy like John never ceases to amaze me, but a guy like him is always going to be able to put fish in the box.